Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Beat Drop. I am Mr. Yeti. Joining me tonight here on the Beat Drop is PDK. How you doing, PDK?
I am doing awesome.
Awesome. We just wrapped up that fantastic feature match. Hammerhead pulling off their second straight win in fashion over, or 3-1 fashion over Poseidon. Again, 3-1. Locked up a 2-3 record, set themselves up in B pool going into the next stage. So congrats to Hammerhead for pulling that off. Just really quick before we get started here on the Beat Drop, we have a slate of fantastic interviews for you. I do want to highlight again, as you can see below, we have our little overlay for event week donations. Right now, we are beginning the process of starting to collect donations for Project Hope and their Hope for Ukraine campaign. That campaign is to collect money for supplies, for medical supplies, for clothing, things for children, insulin, things along those lines for Ukrainian refugees in Eastern Europe. We're hoping that you guys would consider making a donation. Currently, we are primarily looking for people who want to challenge members of the content team to 1v1s next Monday that will be streamed here on this very channel. So if you are interested in doing that, you can go ahead and type !donate in the chat, and you can go ahead and make a donation there to get into those 1v1s. So let's say PDK, you want to take a little, see if Chuzzle's really all he's cracked up to be on the Baptiste. You can go ahead and take him on there. Or, I talk a lot of crap about my Junkrat. Maybe you want to do a Junkrat 1v1, or maybe you just want to be really annoying and do an Orisa 1v1. That's your option too. But there's a lot of us to challenge, and we hope you'll consider doing that. But PDK, it's the end of stage 1. Week 5 was fantastic. What was your favorite moment here in week 5?
Oh, it's got to be that Brat Society decap match. That was fun to watch. And I don't watch a lot of games, but that was so entertaining. A door on the Torbjorn, or something that's barked for me. That's a little weird to say. Was an absolute menace that game. That was a blast.
It was a lot of fun. Rat Society definitely putting up a show. It was a lot of fun to cast that match. Saw some big clutch moments from both teams on that one. Super fun to see. I have to say my favorite moment this week, and really kind of going into last week, has just been the sudden rise up of Hammerhead. Hammerhead kind of looked lost the first 3 weeks, just speaking frankly. But to come out the last 2 weeks, the huge upset win over Oreo Fleet, and then winning this week against Poseidon, getting out of the basement of their pool and climbing up into the B pool going into the next stage, guaranteeing themselves a playoff spot in that process. You got to give some credit to Hammerhead making the changes they needed and getting the stuff done to get to that stage 2 in a playoff position. So congrats to Hammerhead. Again, fantastic win. We have a lot of stuff coming up for you tonight here on the Beat Drop. We have an interview first and foremost with Wooly from Geometric. We also have Funjin from Space Created. We have Potato from Firefight, and we wrap with Nighthawk from Strix. So we are excited to bring you all the action here on the Beat Drop and get to know all these players a little bit more. But we're going to go ahead and start it off right now with myself, and I will be interviewing. We'll see you in a bit, PDK. I'm going to be interviewing Wooly. How you doing tonight, Wooly?
G'day. I'm doing pretty well.
Good day, sir. Well, for you, I should say good morning, I suppose, isn't it? What time is it over there right now?
It's 1:23 p.m. Yeah. So.
Good afternoon. Oh,
yeah.
I'm very sorry. And it's tomorrow, technically, for you, right? Is that?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I am thoroughly confused. So, Wooly, you're playing from Australia. I have a lot of questions. First and foremost, why?
The OCE scene is pretty. Not a lot of people playing in OCE, and I find that I like the competition here more. I like the environment that's created. There's only one real one in OCE, and it's not the community isn't really there, I find.
Sure.
So I really like the community of stuff like League Zero and especially Trank. I think the Trank community is really good. So
awesome. So you mentioned obviously you started in League Zero. Now I know Geometric also started there, right?
Yeah, we did. We started in League Zero. We started back in Season 2. I wasn't a part of it then, but I got drafted in Season 3. We came runners up that year, lost to Wisdom Academy, which is a marsupial team.
Freaking marsupial teams, I swear.
Freaking marsupials. I don't know how Nev dragged me into Koala Kings last season.
Well, I have to say now that kind of ties me into another thing here. So I kind of want to hear a little bit about like how you came, like what's your gaming history, what brought you to Overwatch in the first place, or what games were you playing really before Overwatch?
I played a lot of Halo when I was a teenager growing up. So that sort of movement shooter just developed it. When Overwatch came out, I was really excited for it. It looked great, the team-based environment. I played a little bit of TF2, so I was really excited to get into it. And then I've been playing since release, which is probably not a good thing that I'm still plat.
Tell me about it. I wish I was plat because I am not. Yeah, no, I understand that feeling for sure. So geometric. Okay, first and foremost, League Zero. Not everybody knows this about League Zero. They're another league out there. I said the word. They're another tournament out there, but they operate under a different set of rules. They're a draft tournament. So you kind of got into geometric a bit. You weren't the leadership in geometric, were you, or was that kind of by chance drafted in there and just kind of ended up meeting a lot of awesome people?
No, yeah, it was very fortunate. I was drafted onto geometric. I wasn't leadership at all there, and it was a really good bunch of people. Like a lot of the people playing in our team right now are from that original team. So yeah,
Awesome.
I've met a lot of great friends, and happy to keep it going. And then we continued in season 4, so we've got a couple of people from there. So yeah, it's really good.
That's
Love
really
geometric. I was glad that I could get this jumper from the Tranquility Store. Shout out to the Tranquility Store.
That's awesome. Hey, shop.spreadshirt.com/OW Tranquility. You can get an awesome sweat. That actually is a really, really nice, high quality sweatshirt, I gotta say.
Yeah.
So now geometric, obviously you guys came over here. Now I understand there's you were on Koala Kings last season, so this isn't your first rodeo with Trank, but geometric and Koala, there's a little bit of obviously there's a little bit of a history there.
Yeah. Massive history. But in League Zero, season 2 and in season 3, we won in season 2, and then they won in season 3 in the grand finals. So a lot of history between us. It was Wisdom Academy, but yeah, we really want to beat Marsupial above all else. That's
feel
our
like
number one priority.
I feel like there's a lot of people in Trank who say those exact same words quite a bit. Navino. Anyways, I think we can all agree there. So I have to ask. So obviously this is your second season in Tranquility. How do you feel like the season's been going for Geometric? You're sitting at 2-2, kind of right smack dab in the middle of really a kind of a tough pool.
Yeah, I think we got into a pretty tough pool. I don't think we played pretty well the first 2 weeks, and then we've sort of declined a little bit. I think getting 4-0'd twice wasn't great. Playing against Doodles was particularly hard. They just come out with the weirdest comps. It's
Really do.
It's so, and it's every round it's different. Like I think we played 4 rounds on Kings Row, and every time it was different. It was crazy. And then Jersey Boys are just a quality side. They're really hard to beat. So I'm hoping we can put up a good show against Galactic Penguins this Friday, and prove that we can hang out with those top guys.
I'm excited to watch that. Is any of your team streaming that you know of, or?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Darn. Well, we'll have to just pay attention and see what the results are. A tough opponent for you guys, no question about it. Checking on, obviously there is life outside of Overwatch. I'm just as surprised as you are sometimes with how much time I seem to spend at this PC, but I'm just kind of curious. So you obviously, you mentioned to me that you're currently studying right now at uni at the university.
Yeah.
What's the plans there? Do you have any kind of future plans going from that?
Yeah, so I'm doing a Bachelor of Arts.
Okay.
And so I'm just looking to get into some sort of public service work. I'm looking to get into. In Australia we have something called the NDIS, which is the National Disability something scheme. I can't remember what the I stands for, but yeah, it helps people with disabilities, makes plans for them, and gives them financial success and that sort of stuff. I'm hoping to get some sort of work there.
That's really, really cool. Tons of respect for you doing that. You mentioned also you have a pretty significant history in team sports as well. You've been competing for quite a long time, it sounds like, so competition seems to just come naturally to you.
Yeah, I'm a very competitive person, and that's been bred through to me. I've been playing a lot of sports. I started playing field hockey when I was 8, and cricket around a similar time. I've dabbled in things like tennis and soccer and that sort of stuff too. So yeah, pretty fit and active person.
I have to
and the competitive spirit just very much there.
I have to say, I tried to learn the rules of cricket once, and I legitimately tried, and I'm sure it's probably the same way for people who were born and raised on cricket when they come to here and try to learn, or when they watch American sports and wonder why the heck everybody is pretending to get fouled in basketball or something like that. But I just have to say, like, I don't know. Is it just one of those things down there? It's like baseball,
Yeah,
for us up here, where it's just like everybody just knows the rules. Like everybody
yeah,
knows cricket. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's. I think it's our national sport, and yeah, everyone just knows how to
Really?
play
Okay.
cricket. Yeah,
I wasn't sure if it was like that or Aussie rules football, so I didn't actually know that.
yeah.
So.
It's one of those two, I think. But
Okay.
yeah, cricket is very, very common to play around here, and most people I know have been involved in cricket or know someone that's involved with cricket in some way.
Well, tons of respect for competitive history. It tends to carry over really well into a team game like Overwatch for sure. Wooly, we are coming to the end here. Is there any kind of final words or any mention shout outs you want to make right now before we let you go?
I just want to say we're improving. We've got a big signing coming up soon. Uh,
Ooh, let's go.
he's he's going to be signed up for event week, and we're excited to show everyone what he can do, and just be on the lookout for that.
Really quick on event week, by the way, somebody I think Asdo, drops a $30 donation. So thank you so much, Asdo, for the quick little $30 donation up to $359. So thank you guys so much for that. But Wooly, thank you so much. Best of luck to you guys tomorrow. We hope it
Thank you.
works out. Hope it works out well for you. But we're gonna go ahead now and kick it over to PDK, and they are with Funjin from Space Created.
So I got Funjin here. How you doing, man?
Hello. I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Beautiful night out in the cold Canadian Atlantic of Newfoundland and Labrador. It's very cold. It's currently blizzarding out, and hopefully I don't get snowed in tomorrow. But besides that, everything's all good here for me.
Hope not. I gotta get those scrims going. You know what I mean?
True. Nope.
So speaking about scrims, how did you get started? Like you're just history with games, or
Where I started with, Overwatch was really the first game I actually started competitively. It actually took me. I watched first season of Overwatch League. That was cool. Like, hey, people are good at Overwatch. Maybe I could try it. I started out competing back in Elo Hell Season 4. After that, I didn't really do too well in Elo Hell. I took a little bit of a break, and then I played another couple other tournaments here and there, and then I moved over to my friends invited me to BPL to compete in the World Cup, and that's where I got my first tournament win. And then after that, they had the British Blast Off. Got a second tournament win after that, like back to back. And then after that, played in BPL Season 3. And after that, I ended up here in Trank, and I've been really enjoying Trank so far. It's honestly been one of the it's just been a really good environment to be around, and what Trank got going on is great in my opinion. I like it a lot.
Trank is an amazing place to be in. So very happy you're here. So how about Space Creed? How you feeling about your team now? I believe you guys are 5-0 going
We're
into
5-0, and
April?
yeah, April. I'm really excited actually. When I first joined a team, I never really think about like if we're gonna win or lose. I always just think about if I'm gonna enjoy the experience I'm gonna have with the players. And I'm happy that Smarties and Chim and they gave me the opportunity to join Space Created. I know Iconic actually, who's in chat right now probably. I'm gonna throw him under the bus real quick. And he was like, yo, we should pick up Funjin immediately, even though like it was like my first day of trials for the team. And Smarty's like, no, we can't do that because we give people like 2-3 trials. But yeah, I ended up winning overall for trials, and now I'm here.
Awesome. I completely understand. You want to play with a team that you just really connect with, and that's really important. So, I'm very happy that Space Creed is the place for you. And how do you feel like, overall going into stage 2? Because you guys are definitely on the top of the leaderboards right now, huh?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I didn't think we would actually get 5-0 because I usually just don't usually have myself up to those type of standards sometimes. But going in stage 2 5-0, there's a lot of expectations for us, especially since none of our matches have been streamed and not a lot of people really know what we do on Space Created. But hopefully sometime in the future, hopefully we'll be able to go on stream and hopefully show us what we're made of.
Definitely very excited to see that. Definitely gonna tune in. So like what do you do outside of Overwatch? Is there anything you really find passion in?
I like I'm really big with just like building computers and stuff, like computer repair and all that. Computer repair, that's a big one. Besides, I'm just a big gamer overall. I play like a bunch of different type of games. I'm really big on roguelike games, like Binding of Isaac, Dead Cells, all those type of games. They're really fun for me because I just like the complex, like item builds and stuff you can build in those type of games. I currently picked up Risk of Rain 2 recently, and that's been a blast to play. What else? I'm really big on carpentry work. I recently helped my father build a cabin, so and we've been at that for like a year and a half now, and that's just been one of the most fun experiences I've had.
That's awesome. This says you work in a movie theater. Is that?
Yeah, I work at a theater. I work at a movie theater. I got
Awesome.
a few posters.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh, favorite movie? That's
People want to know.
I can't really say off the top of my head, but I can definitely say one that I liked as of recent. It was Mortal Kombat, from the new Mortal Kombat movie that came out. That was
great movie.
It was great. I really enjoyed that.
I mean, yeah, that movie, I watched it. That definitely blew me away. And then also it says a big comic book.
Yes, really big on comics.
Awesome.
Ever since my older cousin introduced me to the Suicide Squad comics, he gave me all of his old ones that his father had back when he was a kid. And I've been addicted to the Suicide Squad and comics in general. Like, I don't have every issue of like the Suicide Squad, but I got recently I finished up getting all the Walking Dead comics. I've been caught up on that. That's been a long time coming for me. As just like an avid comic collector and stuff. I recently just got the entirety of Secret Invasion, which is really cool.
It's fun. That's a good read. I used to have those.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm. So speaking about Suicide Squad, let's talk about the movies. Which one do you think was better? First one or the second one?
Second one, 100%. Second one, 100%. I love James Gunn. I love all of James Gunn's work.
Yeah. The show too, Peacekeeper. That was an amazing show as well.
Mm-hmm.
You watched that?
Yep. It was great.
All right. So transitioning back into Overwatch.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the new game? Brand new game, brand new everything. Really, it's completely different.
Wow. I wasn't. Well, was it when we first got announced? I was like, cool. Overwatch 2. It's gonna be sick. Then 5v5 got announced. I was like, okay. I'm gonna see how it turns out. I was sort of on the fence about it at first. I'm gonna be honest. But as of when we got the announcement of the beta, I've become more open, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna be fine with Overwatch 2. I definitely can't wait to play the beta next month. It's just one of those. It just feels like one of those things that's like you gotta experience it to actually have a full on feel on how the game feels. But hopefully, with the beta coming out in the next couple months, not next couple months, next month actually, it'll be a good experience for everyone who plays.
All right. So final question here: what are your thoughts on the? Because you're a main support player, right?
Yep.
What are your thoughts on the brig changes that got announced?
I think
it is huge change.
I think they're a long time coming. As for me myself, I prefer playing a lot of Lucio. I'm big on Lucio. I'm pretty good brig from like BPL standards and from what everyone has as I scrubbed with Space Created, but I really do think that the brig changes were a long time coming.
As a Tracer player, I agree. All right, so wrapping up, great interview. Is there anything you want to say? Any special shout outs to anyone?
I just gotta shout out everyone who helped us over at Space Created. Everyone on that team is goated. Like Iconic, Zetsu, Veli, Commander, Kiki, Smarties, Chim. Like I can't really say anything individually about anyone because they're just I'd be here all night talking about how amazing everyone on the team is and how great the team environment is. So yeah, hope you guys
Awesome.
yeah.
I was blessed interviewing you. Now we got Mr. Yeti with, I believe, Potato.
And welcome to myself and Potato. Potato, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. I just got a VOD review, so pretty chill.
Pretty chill. Firefight. Potato, I have to ask you, it's not your first go around with Tranquility. I mean, we know that much. So can you talk about just, I guess, a little bit of your history from Overwatch coming into Trank?
I was a very for fun player, not knowing anything competitive wise at all. Like didn't follow OWL at all prior to like joining season 6. My IRL was saying like, "Hey, you want to join my team?" I'm like, "Don't care, sure." Like I don't have anything else going on. Child was the only IRL that made it because he invited multiple of them, and ended up making finals that season against Koala Kings. Obviously losing because it's Koala Kings.
Or two teams, I swear. What?
Yep. And then season 7 joined Flashbacks, stayed for stage 1, and then joined Big Bang Buccaneers stage 2 and on. And then this season GMing Firefight again as we move up to Discord.
The change moving up to Discord, Potato, does it feel like it's been a significant like upgrade in competition quality, or is it just a completely different feel? I've heard that from a lot of people moving up in the game. It just kind of feels like a very different game.
The amount of times you're stomping teams is less. So I mean, take that as you will.
That's completely fair, and I completely understand that. That's for sure. It seems like even the teams that are struggling still don't necessarily get stomped all the time in Discord tier for sure. So now, Potato, obviously you got a pretty big history in Trank. You got to tell me a little bit about Firefight this season. Again, kind of a lot of, a lot like what I was talking to in round 1 here with Geometric. Firefight's kind of sitting right in the middle right now, looking at B pool next stage. Can you kind of talk about how you feel like the season's going? What's kind of the end game right now for Firefight?
Well, at the very beginning of the season, we didn't have a full roster, really. Like preseason, who could grab, forcing us on like not like a permanent main tank at the time, like just a temporary solution. So we were trying to find that. Thankfully, we were able to pick up Thorcraft, which is a very, very like helpful addition to our team. Like solves most of our problems. So when I was just building synergy and working together.
Nice. I mean, you can't complain. In the end, B pool is still playoff, so it's it's always a good starting place to work from for sure. Now, Potato, I know obviously you have a lot of interests outside of Overwatch because, as we both know, Overwatch is Overwatch. So it's been a little bit stale. So what are you playing outside of Overwatch these days?
Nothing.
Nothing. Wow.
No, I don't play games.
Shame.
I watch YouTube. I don't play games anymore.
And the game that you do play is Overwatch.
It's Overwatch. Who knows, man?
Glutton for punishment. I swear. I don't know
Overwatch
why.
in school. That's all my life is right now.
God, no, I feel like I can relate in a way, except it's not school. It's work and family, but like that's basically what it feels like right now, especially with event week. But that's another story for another day. No, it looks like taking a look here. We chatted a little beforehand, obviously, and you mentioned you've been actually you do quite a bit of running. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Is it just kind of a hobby for you? Do you actually competitive? Or?
It's a giant hobby because
Mhm.
it's mostly a way to connect with my dad because he's a very long distance runner. Like
Oh,
notably runs a lot of 100 milers, which is
whoa,
long. So
whoa,
it's just a way that I could connect with him and spend time with him. Because he's also constantly working. So
sure.
I ran half marathons with him every once in a while, just spending time with family.
Wow, I could respect the hell out of that. I don't think I've ever ran over a mile in my life, and that's because I was forced to in school. So, um, no, I tons of respect for that, man. So, is a half marathon pretty much your max distance you've ever done, or have you gone bigger than
Yeah,
that? Or
I've
yeah,
only done half marathons, and that's
sure.
just because it's what's available. It's
Mhm.
kind of hard to do anything longer without knowing the right people.
Sure. And you mentioned here you were actually doing a lot of marching band, and you actually ended up playing in some other groups outside of high school.
Yeah, so throughout high school, I played in my marching band, hit top 5 in the state actually. All 4 years of high school until COVID
Nice.
happened,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I played in like a semi-professional group after high school and performed in front of like 50 or so people in like a group full of adults. Like I was the youngest person.
Oh, cool. What instrument do you play? What
Um,
instrument group
I
or?
play saxophone, but I also play this thing called bass clarinet, which is just like a clarinet and a sax had it mashed up. Best way to describe it.
That's fair. That's fair completely. Really cool. Very, very cool. Uh, I guess I have to ask because I'm curious. Coming up here, obviously, firefight into stage two. Stage two is going to be a bit of a challenge, but I have more questions about Overwatch 2. Stage two in the past, Overwatch 2, the future, 5v5, all these changes. You're a main, you're a main, or not, you're not a main support. You're a
Main
flex. You're a
support.
flex support. Last season's awards, by the way, guys, y'all crazy. But I love Potato, but you guys are crazy.
I'm not a main support player.
He's not a main support
Please.
player.
Please.
But best main support in Harmony tier last season. But the real talk is Overwatch 2. How are you feeling about all the changes? And are you excited for the beta? Are you pessimistic, or how are you feeling about it?
I am looking forward to it. Just I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to it in a good way because off tank, my protection. I don't want to die.
Sure.
Obviously you'll have to see how the game turns out, but I'm not looking forward to it personally. But I'll still play it because I'm addicted.
No, God, do I understand that? Well, Potato, it's been awesome having you. Is there anything else you want to say before we let you go here?
I just want to shout out Coach Cry for dealing with me on main support and everyone in Firefight for sticking it through everything and just being some of the best friends I have.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Potato. Appreciate it, man. And we are going to now kick it back over to PDK, and they are with Nighthawk.
My fault. Hello, Nighthawk. How are you
What's
doing?
up? I'm good. How are you?
Doing awesome. You ready to kick this off?
Yep.
All right. So, tell me, a little bit about your gaming history. Anything as a kid growing up or
So
Overwatch?
growing up, I didn't even get a gaming device until Xbox One came out, and I was just playing mostly Halo on that. So I'm formerly a console player. I didn't actually switch to PC gaming until early 2020, and mostly before Overwatch, it was a lot of Star Wars Battlefront and Halo and that stuff that I played mostly.
Okay. I love Battlefront. I I have so many hours in that game, so I can
Yeah, my
definitely
friend
see.
got me into that one.
Yeah, it's not as addictive as Overwatch. I'd like to
No, I've
think.
sunk over probably well over 2,000 hours into the game alone. And I didn't even start. I haven't even played it from launch. I didn't start until 2019 when I saw Overwatch League.
Whoa. All
Yeah,
right. So so currently on Squall. Tell me, what was your history with Overwatch? What brought you on a Squall?
I'm on wrong team for the. I'm on Strix for
Strix.
the teams with
My
S. But
fault.
um, I just started playing console Overwatch on console. I was on Xbox One for most of my Overwatch time, and I didn't really know that much about. I just got to level 25, saw there was a competitive ladder, and like just played that constantly because I was a really competitive person at the time. When I switched to PC, there's no aim assist, so it's like a completely different pool. So I actually was playing mostly main tank for like the first 2 years of PC, and then it wasn't until about I want to say end of last year when I switched to playing support. I just got tired of being a CC absorber.
Yeah, that's IQ Ryan one game. I'm out. You
When
know.
I do play tank, when I do play tank, I instantly remember why I quit playing tank.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, but going into Strix, said it right this time. My fault for the
Yep.
other one. How you feeling going to stage 2?
We're 4-1. We had a really close game against KK. They did manage to beat us on the third stage at Elios. It could have gone either way. We just kind of choked at the final hour. Going to stage 2, we're not in the same pool as KK. I kind of wanted to be again because I really want to beat them because there's a couple of players on KK that I know, and one of them is Nolly's probably in the chat somewhere.
I mean, who doesn't want to beat Marsupial org team? You know what I mean?
I mean, there's 5 of them now.
They're taking over.
I mean, when Abstract got out, I think there's a possibility that another Marsupial team would have replaced, but Frost Bloom replaced them instead.
I know it's definitely crazy. So many Marsupial org teams.
Yeah, we
Going
have
into
one of the former players of a Marsupial org
Oh.
team.
Nice. Any other teams you really you looking forward to play? In particular?
Big Bang Buccaneers. There are warm-up scrim partner, and we're pretty even with each other when we warm up against each other. I'm really looking forward to actually playing them in an actual game just to see how even we actually will go.
That's Big Ben Buccaneers definitely really fun team to watch and to hopefully hope you guys play them. I don't think anyone really knows yet what pools are other than Big Overlord Mr. Yeti.
Yep.
But yeah, going outside of Overwatch, anything else you really enjoy doing?
Outside of Overwatch, I'm a big time gamer, so I play different games, mostly first person shooters. I'm really into Apex Legends. I like to play outside of Overwatch, also Borderlands 3. I've beaten that game I think like 3 different times on 3 different Vault Hunters, so I was really big into that game when it came out. I kind of like stopped playing it, slowed down playing it now because they really haven't added that much content lately to it.
Yeah, I heard there's a like kind of a newish Borderlands.
I think it was
coming
like
out.
Tiny Tina's Wonderland or something like that that came out I think today.
Oh well, perfect timing.
Yeah.
But it says chat a little bit beforehand. It says you're big into PC building.
I'm on a gaming laptop right now because it was like the thing that I could actually afford, and I didn't really want to take hand in actually trying to build a computer with never experience before. But lately, I've just been watching a lot of tutorials and stuff, and like most of the stuff that I was scared of actually trying to do just doesn't seem that actually hard to do anymore to me. So I'm planning on trying to build one maybe in the next year or so.
I have to agree with you. I love PC building. Okay, so same. I've never built one, but those YouTube videos are mesmerizing to watch.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Yeah. Plus, I like just type in. Well, my main tank player Jimbo, he actually like told me just type in PC tutorial build in your budget, and you'll find about everything you need. When I was like talking to him about it.
Nice. Okay, so let's go into the big topic in Overwatch right now. Overwatch 2. What are you feeling about the beta? Are you happy about it? You kind of iffy?
I'm excited to see what they've done. Of course, I play both main and flex support for my team, so it doesn't really matter. I'm mostly scared of mostly scared with no off tank on the field. There's like no peel or whatever for the back line, and they're also UVCC. So like the shield bash stun that Brigida had would be gone, and that's a big appeal to it to help your flex support. So I know they already moved Doomfist to tank, but I'm wondering what they're going to do to Tracer to make her so she just can't run rampant in the backline constantly.
Yeah, that is definitely a big, supports are it's gonna be a completely different game, I think, for you guys.
Yeah.
Overall. So are you looking forward to literally essentially playing a brand new game for you guys, because you guys have to switch your playstyle up completely to fit around the off tank?
Yeah, like with off tank on the field, there's a lot more flexibility because the off tank can save your main tank or your supports if they're out of position or just too far in. With that gone, you kind of have to play a little more careful.
All right, well, it was great talking to you. Before we go off to the ending, is there anything you'd like to say? Anyone you'd like to give a big
I'd
shout
like
out to?
to just shout out to my whole entire team: Strix, Jimbo, Matt, Mimp, Cherry, PVB, Die, Phantom. I love those. I love them all. It's my first season in Trank, and this is my first team I've ever been on, and it's probably the best. This is probably the best experience I've had competitive wise in Overwatch so far.
All right, well, it was great talking to you. Have a great night, man.
You too, PDK.
All right, now we kick it back to Mr. Yeti to do the ending, I think.
That is correct, PDK. Thank you very much. And thank you again to everybody who appeared with us tonight. Shout outs, of course, obviously to Funjin, to Nighthawk, to Potato, and then also, of course, to Wooly as well. Everybody, thank you guys so much for being a part of the cast tonight. Really want to quickly also mention as well, this is the final cast of the week before we get into next week, and that, of course, is event week. Once again, we are raising money for Project Hope in their Hope for Ukraine campaign, which is going to be raising money to provide supplies, medicine, insulin, food, clothing to children and other Ukrainian refugees. That is a huge part of it. But also, we have a ton of fantastic stuff that is going to be airing on this very channel next week. On Sunday, we have the Tranquility Teamfight Tactics Tournament that is taking place on Sunday. It should start at about 8 o'clock Eastern Time. You're not going to want to miss that, guys. Make sure to tune in. And then on Monday, we bring you the Content Creation Team 1v1s, where you guys will be challenging us on the content team to 1v1s of your choice. If you want to challenge myself, if you want to challenge PDK, if you want to challenge Thoramea, you can challenge any one of us, and we will be here to answer your challenge. It's just a matter of when you get there. Oh wait, Thoramea is not on the I'm a little out of sorts right now. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. But Monday should be a ton of fun. Tuesday is, of course, our yeah, I know, Thor. I'm mistake. I apologize. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Tuesday, of course, is our Widowmaker 1v1 tournament for all tiers. Wednesday, we'll bring you our full event week slate for the EU group, and then also going to bring you the Brawl Night with Anna paintball only, and Torbjorn brawls as well, hammer only. So that should be a ton of fun. And then on Thursday are the 2v2 elimination tournaments. So it should be an absolute blast, guys. We certainly hope that you could join us. And then on Friday, of course, is the staff pug night, where you guys get the opportunity to challenge the staff of Tranquility in pugs and teabag us and make us all look really bad at the game, which isn't hard because we are all really bad at the game. But it's for a lot of fun. And reminder, if you do show up, if you do tune in to the streams, we do have 5 big gift card giveaways at the end on Friday. We're giving away 4 $50 gift cards and 1 $100 gift card, all to Amazon. So if you are interested in if you are interested in any of that, you're definitely going to want to tune in and rack up those Trank bucks as much as you possibly can, because it definitely could result in a very, very nice little very nice little gift here at the end of May, at the end of March, early April, to help you out here. And then also, of course, we'll also be doing our usual stuff on Monday, where we bring you the montage and the comms check as well. So a lot of fun next week, guys. I certainly hope you tune in and support your players in these events that we have coming up, and all in all, just support the community as we move to raise as much money as we can for Project Hope and Hope for Ukraine. And we hope you guys can be a big part of that, and we can make an absolute difference next week. But for everybody here in Tranquility, thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and we look forward to seeing you guys again real soon.